So Drake, some people say he's going out sad. Some people say it's getting sadder there. There for him, he just recently filed some. It's a petition. It's not a lawsuit yet officially. It's just the kind of petition there, so it's not officially a lawsuit. But there, but then against UMG, Universal Music Group, there, the parent company in which that Drake is under, and also Kendrick is under as well. They're in the same parent company, and then he's saying that, with the kind of petition there, that the song "Not Like Us" was artificially boosted, that the use of bots there, also kind of things they used to juice the diss record to help it become number 1 and help it to become the viral big success that it is that you see there. And then one of the things that also kinda kicked this off was, this video right here from this content creator, Jeremy is his name, mentioning how if you were on Spotify and you asked for Siri to play Certified Lover Boy, it would play Not Like Us instead of playing Drake's album Certified Lover Boy. And here's a clip right here.
Twitter request to play Certified Lover Boy on Spotify, and it just goes straight to Not Like Us. I don't believe everything I see online, so let's just test it out. Okay, you're seeing my screen to a degree. All right, play Certified Lover Boy on Spotify. I see dead people. That's crazy. That's crazy. Spotify, what's going on? Carl, I have questions. Is this just because of the lyrics in the song? What's going on here?
Yeah. So people are saying that with it, that you know that some of the algorithm will match the songs, the lyrics in the song there in case somebody doesn't know the actual title of the song. So that's how you would get to Not Like Us. That's kind of one explanation of it
Mm.
for it. So if you're looking for certified and you maybe don't know the name of it, play that song that Kendrick said Drake is a pedo in it, and then play that song, and then that's when they play Not Like Us there instead of Drake's album. So have you actually tried that yourself, with your phone there? If you try to ask Siri to play
Hell
Certified?
no, because one, I don't got Spotify, and I don't even got Apple Music to really even, like, try to do it. Um, but it has happened where, like, your Alexa might get a different song, but not in that capacity right there. That is crazy. That's crazy to say, play CLB. But then he kinda, like, said CLB, like, he didn't say Certified Lover Boy by Drake or nothing like that, so maybe I don't know. I mean, I gotta look at a couple, like, Kendrick's track list, and then maybe he has something similar to that, but I don't think he does. So that just it's just weird. It's just weird that it comes up like that. I understand where Drake is coming from, and I guess it's kinda weird that he's jumping the gun like this, doing that on his litigation and shit like that, but, I mean, I think the streaming farming and shit like that and the whole SEO type shit has been happening for certain tracks, you know what I'm saying? That's even where we'll see, like, what's that boy name? Six Black or Black or whatever like that. We used to see him on Apple Music and shit and never knew who the fuck he was. You know what I'm saying? Brent Fires was another one. I never knew who the hell Brent Fires was, but he would always come up in certain apps. So what that he did right there, yeah, that was just weird. If it really does that. So
Yeah. And so he's doing a petition for that. Uh, and some people are saying, if he has a case, so the speculation also is it that he's maybe trying to seek some kind of leverage there to get out of his deal with Universal Music Group, maybe get out of that with it. And basically, what the point of a petition is just to seek to see if you actually have grounds to take it to trial. In this article from Rolling Stone right here, they mentioned that they have some legal experts kind of weigh in, and they say that it probably more than likely won't go to trial,
mhm.
given kind of what it is there with it. And like you mentioned before about this whole kind of thing of bots being used and it being kind of artificially juiced. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if you really start digging through all this that people like Drake are some of the biggest beneficiaries of something like that.
Mhm.
Of a lot of these kind of things there, especially a lot of his music of what he does of like coming out with these albums that are 20, 30 songs long. Where you have that, and then so he can be added to all these different playlists,
True.
in different genres, all this kind of things like that.
Yeah, they people been I think a form of partners even when you do that, like, when you put Rich Baby Daddy on the album and shit, you're already adding to the plays, like and then you have fans that do that for you too. See, this is the thing, is that and this is the thing I feel like it's not gonna go to trial. People got dedicated crazy ass fans that's just gonna run your album through and put it on silent just so you can help hit with the numbers. This really is fans out there like that. Like, don't think it's not. You know what I'm saying? And that's without streaming farms and shit like that. So it's like, what we gonna do? Comb through everybody to see if they really got streaming farms and shit like that? Like, you gonna be combing through everybody. You be combing through 10 kids that are all friends that are Drake fans that say, "Hey, let's run fucking CLB up to the ladder. Let's play it a whole bunch of times tonight." Or you gonna run to 10 motherfuckers that's Kendrick Lamar fans doing the same thing. And this album is shorter. He didn't put Not Like Us on there. So, I mean, in Kendrick's case, he's making it seem like it's more of like organic stream
Mm.
to do the
Uh,
numbers that he did with Gen A.
yeah, because if you do say so, if it does get revealed that bots have taken place there, that
That's
which I wouldn't be surprised if that added to the success of the
that's gonna
song.
be hard to reveal, G. I'm telling you. We gotta get out of that mind state. That's gonna be hard to we're not gonna be able to recover bots. We're
Mm,
not gonna be able to find bots in this shit, bro. I'm letting you know right now. I'm being dead ass like we're not gonna be able to find bots, bro. We have dedicated fans out there that are gonna be literally trying to run this album back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If they find fucking really streaming farms out there, then that's lame as fuck. Okay? That's lame as fuck. Like that would be lame for just the whole music industry. Because let's think about it like this and let's keep it a buck. If you doing it for Kendrick and all them motherfuckers, what about the motherfuckers that you put a lot of money behind? Then you can say they did it for Keith. You can say they did it for Nelly. You can say they did it for fucking Sexy Red. You know what I'm saying? Like it will just be lame as fuck. It'll be lame as fuck, and that shit will take so long to look into and to find out that we're not even gonna give a fuck about it. To be honest with you, it's just real. They're not gonna find streaming bots, bro. They're not. They're not gonna find streaming bots. It's impossible. It is impossible. That's my word. Like it is gonna be impossible for them to find streaming bots because people make this up streaming bots their damn self. So it's gonna be impossible, bro.
yeah. Yeah, because it's like, I mean, are you telling me like the main responsibility of why that song is a success is just because of bots? I don't know how much I'd buy that. Given like you tell me all the people who made the viral TikTok dances, all the people who were
Exactly.
memeing about it, all the people that were playing it at parties, playing it at colleges, playing it in in your car, all these kind of things. Like all that was just manufactured. None of that was good. That was all just bots, especially when that whole beef was going on, when people
Hmm.
were reacting to it on stream, on, YouTube, on Twitch there, things like that, um, and everything. So, yeah, I mean, I don't believe any of that is yeah, just all of the success of or majority of success of Not Like Us is just due to bots. I just don't
Yeah,
think
because
that.
that's the case. Then we can start with Tyler the Creator. He
Yeah.
did crazy numbers for fucking his shit that just came out, the cornucopia shit. Is y'all like finna go into his shit and look like, you know what I'm saying? Like he did crazy numbers, crazy numbers. So is y'all gonna go into his shit and look? No, y'all not.
Mm.
He did
Um,
crazy numbers.
yeah. So yeah, I just kind of don't think that. And then also with the article here, what it mentions is kind of Drake's filings here. They mentioned it's kind of whining more than anything else. When they talk to lawyers there, that's kind of just whining,
Mhm.
that he's mad about the success of the song. Do you think that this makes him look bad? Do you think it's just like this puts
I mean,
the
yeah,
other
but yeah, it makes him look bad. But it's like the other question is, do you know how to read a room, or do you just not give a fuck? and you just kinda, like, fucking with the label. You know what I'm saying? He could be doing that. He could be at the point gee, Drake has a lotta albums. Drake can, like, retire if he feel like it, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could be just doing this shit just to be fucking with the label and announce that his next 2 albums is retirement album.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
Uh,
he could just drop singles for the rest of his life. So, it could be that too. But, hey, I don't know. We just throwing speculation out there like anybody else, but it would be it's gonna be it's gonna be different. But I think he knew what this was gonna look like once he made that announcement. I mean, it ain't you know what I'm saying? It's not that much of a mystery. Like, you're in the midst of a battle, you're in the midst of somebody winning, you know what I'm saying? And then you do this, and then and you announce the tour right around before the Super Bowl that you finna be in Australia and shit. So it's like, you know, come on.
mm. Yeah. I think it does kinda just make you kinda put Drake in a weak position there, even if, people say, "Oh, he's going against the system, he's fighting against the system there, against these big studios," when, I mean, he like I said, he's benefited from something like this. People
Mhm.
brought up the thing of when Spotify uses demand refunds after being bombarded with Drake promotions. This is back when, he signed that huge deal with Universal, and then, yeah, they were putting him on the cover of every single playlist, even if he had nothing to do with that genre of music. Like, they putting him on the indie folk playlist, they were putting him on Latin playlists, they were putting him on every playlist imaginable there to kind of celebrate that and commemorate that. And people had to ask for refunds because they were just getting bombarded with all this Drake stuff there. And also just like, yeah, I mean, his album, anytime he released a new album, it was on the cover of Spotify's page and all that. So it's just kind of like, man, yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
he's an international artist, yes, but not international too much in the form of his music. Yeah, he has some features here and there, you know what I'm saying? But he's not really just making all out fucking, like he ain't a Noriega. Like he don't got all fucking Spanish rap records. So it's like, yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know. I think like I said, I think what it is that or what it might be is that Drake is just bored and this is his way of fighting back or just I'll say he might think this is his way of putting a dent in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Look who came
mm,
back. But yeah, this is Jasper, y'all. He was laying in my arm. But yeah, uh, this is probably his way of like halting the industry. I mean, maybe he's halting some sales up. Maybe by doing this, he's halting some checks up because then motherfuckers got to check the numbers in certain ways. So maybe he's doing this. Maybe it is making some type of dent in the industry that we don't know about.
mm.
Maybe it's slowing some shit up for people. You know what I'm saying? Look what Drake says: the pretty boys versus the petty boys. You know what I'm saying? And Drake is a petty boy. You know what I'm saying? And Drake could be doing this shit and say, "Fuck y'all, I'm finna go. While I'm doing this shit, I'm finna go on tour. I'm finna do this Australia tour and make a couple more million. And I'll be right back."
Yeah. I mean, it's just a petition right now, not a full-fledged lawsuit.
But
Um,
but it could be heightened. But I'm saying it could be holding some shit up. Motherfuckers don't get checks automatically from album sales. Let's think about that. You know what I'm saying? So what if this is putting a monkey wrench in the system?
yeah,
What if
and
Drake sat there with his lawyer and said, "Well, maybe we can do a petition. Hey, somebody that we know, Jay, did a petition on somebody, and it got his word and it got his ear, and it kind of stifled him a little bit. Mister, what's his name? Wayans,
we talking about?
um, Marlon,
Oh, Marlon. Oh, yeah, yeah.
stifled him a little bit. Remember,
Oh, yeah,
he didn't do a lot of movies for months,
yeah.
years.
Mm.
So hey, and what's his name did that, and he's a small creator compared to him. So what you think this might do behind the scenes for Drake? I'm just saying, y'all, let's put a different narrative out there. This might have thrown a monkey wrench in the game where niggas ain't gonna be getting a check, but not like us until next year.
Did you see what Rory from Rory and Maul? Did you see what he said about it? I mean, he actually had a good point about it.
No, what he say?
Um, and then so about of like, even if this is a kind of a petty thing, that it will kind of expose, some more stuff in the industry that's kind of been going on. So this is what he had to say about it right here.
Mhm.
Dog in this fight. I like Kendrick's music. I like Drake's music. I also think both of them have used bots via UMG, whether they knew it or not. What stood out to me in that paperwork was the accusation that UMG lowered their licensing rate by 30% for Not Like Us. Just a quick history lesson. How we even got to the value of what a stream is was based off Spotify and the three majors negotiating on what that value would be. What makes it even crazier is all three majors have actual stock and ownership within Spotify. That would be illegal in any other business in the world, but it's the music industry, so anything can fly. Out to the point that I worked at a major when Spotify went public, and they emailed all of us as employees and said, you cannot buy stock because that would be insider trading. Now imagine you're an artist and you know that the people that own your music plus the people that distribute your music, which is a whole separate tech company, are in cahoots to define what a dollar means within the music industry. And then you later find out that for one artist in one song, they devalued that dollar. You wouldn't have an issue with it?
Yeah. But I think it's just more than one artist and one song that they've done
Yeah.
that, I think.
I mean, it could be more than one album song, but this is Drake's version of what Rory and Mal did. Let me see the accounting.
Yeah.
So if I'm sitting there and I'm one of the biggest artists in the fucking planet, and I'm sitting there saying, "Oh, y'all gotta hold on, let me see the accounting." Like, I feel like that will stop some shit. That will hold up some shit. There's only really what two big labels in the fucking world. That's why it's like it's affecting so many people. So Drake probably doing a pissing party on a lot of motherfuckers. Even put his petition out.
Yeah. And then he also did back-to-back, petitions because he's also got one for defamation against and none of these petitions are against Lamar himself. They're against the label. And then he has it also with defamation, where they said they, put out the song
Yeah.
"Not Like Us," which accuses him of being,
Which is
a
now
PDF.
that is tricky because I don't know. I don't have a theory for that one. That's defamation. That's like weird because how can you fight that? But this is a diss track, and you
So
it's
in
the
this,
same
it
thing.
says in the new filing, Drake's attorney, by the way of Frozen Moments LLC, claimed UMG could have refused to release or distribute the song or required the offending material to be edited and or removed. But UMG chose to do the opposite. UMG designed, financed, and then executed a plan to turn "Not Like Us" into a viral mega hit with the intent of using spectacle of harm to Drake and his business to drive consumer hysteria and, of course, massive revenues. That plan succeeded, likely behind UMG's wildest expectations. Um, so yeah, he's kinda got that as well.
It I mean, it could be because of the logo thing too. I think once Kendrick had that owl in his video, I think that because there's all type of loopholes in the world. This is probably something that Drake talked it over with his lawyers and said, "How can we get through the back door on any of this?" It could be because of that owl. It could be simply because of that owl, and he has that trademark where if he sees any image of an owl or whatever like that, that directly is imposed on me, that I can do something about it. So, I mean, I don't know. Or it could be that, or it could be Drake just being a Karen, but I also believe that, if you were one of those kids that brought up in the system where you was getting SSI, you was trying to get a check, and your mom was taking you over to the SSI building and shit like that, and so much you can get a check for the month, but you can't work and shit. It's always loopholes and some shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where the loopholes. That's this is him figuring out what loopholes he can work with. You know what I'm saying? So because he could have seen like, oh well, damn, the owl is copyrighted or owned or whatever by me. How can I fight this? Because he had an owl in this video, trapped in a cage. My owl, when I show my owl, it could be. I'm just saying, it could be small as that.
Right.
When I show my owl is never trapped in the cage. So this could be part of defamation. We don't like that's the thing. Yeah, we don't know how like petty it could be. I think it's just a whole petty move, but we don't know how petty it can be. And and I think it's just petty in kind of like the right because he can do those things with the the system that he may be having in place
Mm,
for certain items because things can get copyrighted, things can get mastered, things can get owned. And when you're doing shit like that, it's a whole nother ball game and it's an extra sword for you to fight with. You don't
uh,
know what he got going on with that owl, but it's something with that owl. It got to be something that starts with that owl, and that's what triggered it all.
yeah. Um, yeah, so, we'll keep up with this there, I mean, I'm not a lawyer, I just watch a lot of Law& and Order, um, so you got that. But people say I mean, defamation is incredibly hard to prove, especially I know in America, it's incredibly hard to prove. In UK, I think it's a lot easier to prove defamation, in the UK, but I know in America, yeah, it's pretty hard to prove because you have to really prove that this person by them saying this thing about you one, it has to be without a shadow of a doubt that aren't if somebody lied about you or something like that, and then also that this damaged your business, this damaged your ability to make money. You have to actually kinda show that, which can be kinda tough there. So, yeah, you kinda got that going on. So, yeah, I mean, I think that does even if people say like, "Oh, but he's not suing, um" you know, Lamar himself, he's suing the label, so that means he's not really mad or, he didn't, he's not pressed about it. I mean, you wouldn't be suing the label if you weren't pressed about it.
Or if he just wants to throw a wrench,
Yeah.
and he wants
Or
to throw a wrench in and throw a wrench in all the artists. That's how I look at it. Just because he went above and beyond that to go at UMG, he probably wants to throw a wrench into the game.
Mm.
Stop a lot of niggas checks for a couple more months. Yeah, niggas will love that. 'Cause he already think the world's against them, so why not?
Yeah. So yeah, that was Drake filing those lawsuits there. UMG.